I believe gym anxiety is not a confidence issue, but more of a clarity issue. If you do anything and you don't know how to do it or what you're doing, it is going to feel scary. So when you walk into a gym and you feel like you don't know where to stand, your heart's racing, you don't know which machines to use, and you definitely don't know where to start, you're going to end up leaving the gym feeling like, oh, I'm just not a gym person. And it gets to put to one side again for another year. What I want to show you is how I think we can change that. And I just want you to hang on for the next 8 minutes and I'll go through it all and you can see what you think. My name's Andy Haycock and I am a nutritionist and I've been a personal trainer now for 11 years. I've worked with hundreds of people, and the biggest barrier and the barrier that's around the shortest period of time is getting into the gym and getting started. So what actually happens? When you walk into a gym, your heart's racing. It's a new environment, you're scared, and you immediately think everybody looking at you. You feel lost, confused. It could be a gym you've never been to before, and you don't know what machines you need to use to start out. Now, another thing is you're also actually in a room where you're surrounded by people that seem to know what they're doing, and you feel like you're in the way. And then, like I said, the worst part is that you leave thinking, yeah, this isn't for me. I'm not a gym person and stuff like that. And it's really important that when you start out, you realize everyone's a gym person. Everyone should be doing some form of exercise and movement. And it's just getting over this initial hurdle, which makes it easier in the long term. So the truth about confidence doesn't come before you start something. Like if I got given some scissors and got told to cut people's hair, I shouldn't feel confident about doing that when I've never learned anything or done anything like that before. So the confidence comes from being given repetition, being given a plan, being given some sort of direction and understanding. So for example, if I'm doing a talk today and someone gave me a script, I would instantly feel better and calmer than just winging it and having no idea what to do. So you're not scared of like the gym, you're scared of looking like a fool or not being able to do it or even make a mistake. So the real problem and the three main reasons I find people quitting is they have no plan. And if you have no plan, you're going to panic. Like I just mentioned about that script. You're going to walk out with not knowing what to do when you feel in this position. There's too many options. Like with anything, if there's too much noise, you assume like the more options there are, the more chances you've got in making that wrong decision. And then straight off the bat, we're trying to do it all and then end up quitting. So I say to my clients quite often, and they laugh at me when I say that, but I say, we'll say we're going to do a pull-up, and they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I'm worried if I'm going to fail, and I do all these things. And I say, oh, cool, no worries. How many times have you done this before? Well, never. Okay, so you're going to be shit. Like, accept being shit. And when you accept that you're going to be terrible at something, you feel so much better. Like my first YouTube video is going to be very different to the ones I'm going to be doing in 3 years. Because I've got to accept I'm going to be crap for a bit. But it doesn't mean we can't have a plan. And this is what we're going to talk about here. The first 3 sessions you ever do at a gym, you have to make yourself a promise. You have to make yourself a promise that I'm at least going to go 3 times. If at that point you still hate it more than anything, then that's fine. That's fine. You've tried and you've decided you've not liked it, okay? I may make 3 YouTube videos. As long as I've done those videos and I decide I really hate it that much, it's okay to stop. at least I've had a go. First one we're going to do is a comfort session. You're going to get in and get out and prove that you can do it. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you something you can do in the gym. The second session is a repeat. That is going to be the session you did last time and just going to do it again. We're taking away the guesswork. You're sticking to something you know, and you're going to have more experience doing that. Session 3 is the proof session. You're no longer guessing what you're doing because you've done it twice. As human beings, we're very, very clever in that we can learn and adapt very, very quickly. But we're designed to protect ourselves when we're doing stuff for the first time. And that's why we feel anxious and stressed. It's making us more alert and protecting us. So you're thinking, what's the first thing they're going to do when we move into that gym? I've picked a handful of basic exercises. None of it is free weights. You're going to be using your machines, and all the machines are labeled. Part 1, though, is you're going to pick a piece of CV equipment. Now, you can either go off preference, but what I get my clients to do is to choose one that is facing the entire gym. First of all, we don't want to back the gym because you're going to be assuming everyone's looking at you because you can't look at them. But you walking on that treadmill is a low barrier to entry. If you can walk, that's a great start. If you can sit on a bike, that's a great start. But the idea is you're going to go at a slow pace and you're going to spend 5, 6, 7 minutes on there, and you're going to be taking it all in. Okay, so you've walked into the gym, you can beeline to that piece of kit, they're always available, and you just have a go. Now, if you can't walk, okay, on a treadmill, we might be in trouble. Okay, use a bike, whatever it is, but give it a go. Now, the reason we do this first is because you can look out into the gym, you can take it in, you can be like, oh, look, there's the dumbbells over there, or oh, look over there, there's a leg press. That's quite a cool machine. Oh, look over there. This is where the toilets and the changing rooms are. You're familiarizing yourself with the environment, and it will make you feel better. Because if you're trying to do and take stuff in and work out where things are, you're spinning too many plates. It's too much noise. So this gives you an opportunity to kind of look around, take it in, and go from there. Now, there's horizontal leg presses, there's a seated row, and there's a chest machine. Now, the reason we're doing these 3 exercises is because one's a lower movement, your legs, one's a back movement, you're pulling, and then the other one is a chest press, which is a push movement. Now, the reason I picked these is because the likelihood of whilst you're in the 7 minutes, you're on that treadmill or bike, someone would have used that piece of kit, and you could probably watch how they're doing it. You're probably thinking, well, what if they're doing it wrong? It doesn't matter. You're starting out. You're going to be shit. We said this, okay? Now, what you could also do is watch a video on it before you go. You could go on YouTube, where you are now, type in seated row, leg press, chest press machine. Often, if you're using like commercial gyms like JD, Pure Gyms, places like that, they have videos of the exact machine that is at the gym. So that's really useful, okay? Now, the next one you're doing is an ab exercise. So that may be a plank, a sit-up, or anything like that. You're going to go through these exercises. You're going to do 3 sets of 10. You're going to have a minute in between. You're going to do 3 sets and move on. If you get to a piece of kit and someone's on it, move on to the next piece. This is one of the beauties of having a plan. You have a sequence of exercises. You're able to move on. You're able to go to something else and have another option. If there's no other options, you can speak to them. Ask them how many sets they have. Say, excuse me, sorry to bother you. How many sets do you have? If they say 1, you just have to wait 30 seconds and they're going to be done. If they say 4, you can move on to the next thing. It works the other way, though. Some people may approach you and talk to you. Sounds scary? It isn't, because you are going to either, if you're nervous, you just tell them they have 4. You have 4 sets left, and they're going to move on. They're not going to hang around and wait for 4 sets. If you feel nervous and you don't want them to be standing there looking at you, try that. If you've got one, that's fine. They'll wait and you move on. So these are the things you're going to do. So you're going to print screen this now, take a jot, search what the exercises look like. They're at different points in the gym. It'll get you used to that environment. And then you leave when you feel good, when you feel like you've made that change. Okay? Now, session 2 and 3, we're going to do exactly the same thing again. These are your now movements that you enjoy. You're going to repeat the same workout. Now, you may have a go at doing an extra set. Before we do 3 sets, you might have a go at doing 4 sets. You may add a little bit of weight. You may explore the weights a bit more and see what you're capable of. You may go too high. That's fine. You can go back down. There's no rules and regulations. Have a go at just progressing what you did last time. And I guarantee you will feel 100% better already. Session 3. Again, same movement, same focus. You walk in, you start immediately, you do your warm up, you look around, you take it in and start those 3 to 4 exercises. You are not training for perfection. You are literally creating undeniable proof that it is okay. When you first go into a gym and you've never been before, you walk in and you're basically looking for experience or memories of it being okay. And unfortunately, we have none because you've never been before. So then we start to panic and worry. Here, we've now got 3 memories. Oh, actually, I went before and it went okay. I went before that and it went okay. We have that undeniable proof that it is going to be all right. So, going back to what we said before, confidence is built when you start to understand things. You're having confidence in what you're doing. Your nervous system will start to calm down, and your goal isn't to impress anyone or get any PBs or become an Olympian. It's just about being consistent. And if you can get past that point, the amount of effort and thought and worry it takes to do stuff reduces. I promise you now, though, I've been a coach. I've stood in a gym for over 11 years. If I were to go to a different gym, I'd still feel anxious. It's your body protecting you from bad things. I'm walking into this gym, I'm looking back, I have no memories of this situation. I have nothing to prove that it's going to be okay. So here I am creating new ones. You're on alert, but it doesn't mean you can't build that over time. I hope you found that useful. If you did, I have a free Skool, which the link will be below. Jump in there. I have a starter pack, which is once you've got past those 3 sessions, you want to take it to the next level. There's more movements, more exercise, more education and things like that, which you'll obviously find useful if you found this useful and you got this far. And there's loads more things coming. And obviously, if you really enjoy it, raise your hand and maybe take this to the next level and you could be ready for a coach. Thank you so much for listening, guys. My name's Andy Haycock, and make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.